Welcome to my show, The Common Unique You. And I'm so pleased that you took time off for this event and you're here to share your life story with the audience. And I'm sure there will be a lot of people who will get inspired. There could be a possibility that there are so many people who are at your stage wherein they need some guidance.
Yeah.
Just looking at the story of yours, they might get some strength. Talk about only you as a person, not about your titles, not about you as a father, husband, brother,
Yes.
whatever titles you have. So we will not talk about that, okay? We will talk about Ravi as a person from his childhood till today and how is he growing and the kind of challenges and failures Ravi had in his life and how he cope up with those challenges and learn, then evolve. I think that's the story our audience would like to hear.
Yes.
So this is the
Yeah.
overview about the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to be on your talk show, whatever you call. Right.
The common
So,
unique you.
yeah, an interview. So I think the first time I'm getting into this kind of thing, it's like I'm really honored that I can say that. So life was I was thinking life was going smooth until you hit a major roadblock, major roadblock, where you literally collapse and say that, okay, there's no life afterwards. So
Wow.
that was happening. So it's from a middle class, actually I can think of a lower middle class and then struggled over the years and studies, money, all that. So now I'm like literally crying. So I was born in a lower middle class with farmers background where the crop was not there. We had a lot of loans and all that things. So we
Ah,
had some values and principles. That time I think something was there.
what were they? If
Yeah,
you're talking about your childhood, I would definitely like to know more about, especially when you were maybe not more than 15 years old.
yeah,
And what were your aspiration and dreams and the values you carry?
yeah. Actually, that time like we are only taught or told by parents saying that you study well, then you get a good job, then you make a money. That's the only thing which we were taught. Okay, that was only principles, and the struggle is going to be common, right? Moving, working, studying in a village school, and then moving to nearby villages for maybe from fifth class, sixth class. Then actually my father moved us to a nearby village, 3 kilometers. It's a kind of, now it's a taluk, but earlier it was 3 kilometers distance from our place, village to that one. So actually he moved the family with despite of all the financial problems. So we were actually three brothers. Then myself and my younger brother was actually classmates.
Mhm.
So my brother was working. He was actually doing. My first brother was actually younger. He's older than us, and then this continued until engineering. Right, with a lot of struggle, we could able to pass. Uh, It just like I used to get average marks. Okay, I used to study a lot, and whatever I study is not coming out. Maybe because of
It
practice or what.
happened.
It like I was always think that okay, I score 90, but average I score 63. Just enough,
Okay.
just enough thing. Then I started applying for jobs. First
So
5 years, yeah,
I want to stop here. So
yeah,
when you're saying that you expected 90 and when you used to get 63, what used to be your feelings that time?
yeah.
What used to happen?
I think maybe the preparation was just like maybe it's a by heart. I'm not actually giving stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to understand the concepts, right? You don't know the concept, but you study a lot, right? It just like it depends on how many times you read that story, whatever, you know.
Thank you for
But
sharing that.
yeah, that kind of thing. It is. I never thought that that may be the reason, because 4 years engineering has gone through like that, just a jiffy, right? And then we actually flunked in a couple of exams. We rewrote all that, right? So we got just enough marks. And one of the childhood thing was they used to, people used to shout at my parents saying that these me and my brother was actually average students in the whole class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Average students. Why are you spending money for engineering and all that? Maybe they can do BCom or BSc or do some farming and all. So my father was very much inclined that we have to show them how, because there's no money in the land, because we hardly make any money out of it, because with the little money we cannot afford three kids, right? Three kids, their family, because what he has seen is it's very difficult to sustain in the village, sustain in that kind of environment. That's why he
Right.
wants us to move away from that. He wants us to study well, despite of
So he
all the
believed in
troubles.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So your father was a visionary. He knew that there's nothing in here in this village, and my son should get proper education and should do something their own.
yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. So that kind of thing it is. So again, so if that is about childhood, I think not many friends, used to do some activities, but don't even remember the things, activities. So what I used to do, maybe I used to go for, did some kind of engagement, like, I was uh, moving towards RSS philosophy and all that. I actually did a Saka and all in my village. I'm the first
Okay.
one to do that. So I didn't know how much strength I have. People used to think this guy don't have confidence. How can he do that? That kind of thing. That's what actually people used to tell me. So very average people, they are not a topper. They are not nothing. Why are they spending money, right? And
Mm.
it's very difficult to reach to that level, because our sons, they are cream of the batch, but we are sending him to for lecturer post or teacher post, that kind of thing. That kind of thing was, it was never been there. Actually my father has a vision, and we also did not divert him, whatever
Not that way.
whatever they said. We used to struggle, but we used to work on that path,
Oh,
even though
wonderful.
even though we didn't have that kind of energy, but struggle a lot, read a lot, maybe work with, co co-study with some people, go on, take help of seniors. All the things were happening. Attend a few tuitions and all. That's what. Initially, yes, we struggle for money. We try to do some ways to earn money, but it was not that much great actually. So
Mm.
we have to depend on the parental on that whatever crops and all, which was not there. And then that was actually my childhood. Not too much visionary. mm, don't know how, not no vision at all, means no vision at all. Maybe you study hard, you get a job, you get money. That's the only thing. Never had anything in thing like, or just wanted to become engineer because somebody was actually engineer that time. That was the only thing. I didn't have too many dreams. Nothing was there. We focus was only studies, nothing else. And
Oh,
very
wonderful.
less, very less time in what do you call, play or whatever. Nothing like that. Only study, nothing else actually.
That's very nice. Like it's really very inspiring for could be for so many people that there were so many obstacles, there were struggles, there were financial losses or financial problems, and there was a society who was telling your parents that why you're making your sons study engineering, that cost a lot of money. Why don't you put them into a normal college? But
Yes.
you were determined and very focused on what your father wanted you to do, and you moved in there and you became an engineer, and today I'm talking to you as an engineer. That's wonderful. Thank you so
Great,
much
thank
for
you.
sharing that little story. What have you learned from your struggles, challenges, society? What were the values which you holded all this time, which made you what you are today?
Okay, dreams are such, it just dreams keep changing like clip of your January 1st. I used to write dreams and then dreams used to evaporate after 15 days. Nothing. So there was a time I used to write literally January 1st. This is what I would do, but I never, never read back, never thought this one.
That's a
So
universal problem.
yeah, yeah,
That's universal. Everyone writes
that's the
goals and plans what they're gonna do in the beginning
universal
of New
problem.
Year.
So again, my focus was maybe until 5 years after my engineering, I was working as a in a teaching college, right, as a lecturer. Then I went to a small company. 5 years was making just enough money, even though I was married that time. Very less money. Still, the financial problems were still there, but this time I was not depending on the parents, family. I used to send some money to my parents, right? You know, whatever I get, right? So
Nice.
that kind of thing is. And one more thing, what happened during this journey, I saw people struggle. So I just thought I was just trying to help people, like somebody out of the. That was just a beginning of it, not actually full scale. You know, I used to say, I know there is a vacancy. Can you go and apply? That kind of thing it is. So there was one thing like we used to be my neighbor. I used to make, let's say I'm making, just for example, I was making like 1200 rupees salary per month, and somebody said, you know, I am looking for some IT support engineer in CMC company, right? Uh, and I know that the salary was great and all, like, you know, maybe make that time I was talking about even 90s, right? 19, that money is so used. So I called up my neighbor and told him there's a vacancy, you can go and connect. And people was astonished saying that you are getting very low pay, but why are you referring people for higher salary? Right? That kind of thing it is. And then they said you will go a long way. That long way took a lot of time. The 5 6 years I was trying to help people, but not that much thing. So I myself was rebuilding myself. I said X. He said, you're making very less. I said, how much you want? I said, X by 3 or whatever. He said, why are you underquoting yourself? We have 5X salary. You know, I was making X. And that's where I moved to Bangalore. I moved with a lot of loans are there, lot of problems, issues there. I went there and then struggled for 2 years. I cannot say struggle. Okay, we are actually better off place in better locality of that. Then after 2 years, I got opportunity for years. That time I didn't even think that I will ever go to years. I never applied for applied for passport also. I don't have any documentation also, not even marriage certificate. So and it was like everybody was struggling. Okay, I will go, I will go. I was saying that's it. I don't want to go. And then it took almost, I spent 3 4 months to get my passport done. And there was a time my company said, either you go to US or we'll terminate you. That kind of thing it is. So finally we got that. Everything is happening accident. Nothing is planned in my life. Then I went to US in 98. Then there were some health problems, there was some family problems, financial problems. Because of because I was actually working, but just doing something, but is not up to the mark. But all these years, I go to office, nothing concrete is given. Right? Everywhere I used to be thrown out or whatever. That kind of struggle over there, but I'm able to get the job because of my connection. That was not a topper in the whatever companies, but I was just average, you know, able to pull on things. So what happens is, once they throw me promote to the dead end, that time I used to rebound, right? I used to go low, again I used to go up. I used to rebuild myself in that journey, right? Then when somebody thinks is not performing, that time I used to rewire myself, reconnect, struggle a lot. So I'm more of hard worker and plus luck. Luck was the thing what I think I had in my mind. You know, luck maybe because of coming through. You know, my daughter was born, I was at very low salary. Nothing was there. I don't know. Maybe she took me to the greater heights. That kind of thing it is. Family and wife. It's a kind of sometimes what happens is you don't have confidence, you don't have anything. They have a support system, which was actually helped me so that I focus on my work. Right. They took care of most of the things. Even my family or my wife or everybody actually they are actually incredible support system. And my friends also like and what happens is I was like open, I was friendly and helpful. So just like you help 5 people, maybe 3 people, other 3 people help. That kind of thing it was. Right. So
One
there
help
was
you to
there
grow.
there was a time, I used to help a lot of people, some people will come and help you. Okay, Ravi, I know you are not helping me. You are helping me others. No, we want to take you there so that you help me. It's a kind of thing. They are keeping me up to this platform so that I can help more people. So that kind of thing, that kind of journey actually helped me. So again, I told you everything was mostly doing my work in between helping people, supporting family and friends. All that was happened, and then came back to India. Then I was in a company, and then from there, because of the way I'm working in US entirely different because of a political thing. I have to move out of one company and went to other company where whatever my energy levels were up to 15 was not in 2005 was very high, even 2003. Then I came back. The work was not impressive, right? The work was not appealing. I've just become to my own downfall stage. Went to a company, I stayed there for 10 years, and then I was at a point thinking that I may lose my job. That kind of thing it is. During that time, I used to help a lot of folks without people don't even know me. They know me email address. They used to reach out. I used to help lot of people. Then I thought it's enough. Let me go through one more layoff, and then more struggles started because moving from a paycheck mentality to no check mentality. Then I thought I can do because of having a lot of experience. Let me try so many things. I tried every, turning every stone, everything. Uh, you can say start up or start down. Try to catch up. Try to work on insurance. Try to work on funding agent. Try to work on kind of everything. Sales agent. I tried everything, and finally I went through a lot of failures because I have not seen that system. Right, I didn't know how to get that connected. I also lost some money in the process of it. There was one major thing. Actually, I was almost about to be cheated at 25 lakhs worth of money. Because of my contacts, I could find out the company, whatever I'm dealing with the fake. Then that time, I closed my entire thing. I moved to Bangalore. I again try to rework with a different company, try to do that. So over for 5 6 years average, I worked for 9 months and all. During this time, I thought there is a lot of disconnect between the industry, HR people. Nobody is connected together. That's where I started social forums, and then social forums, which actually started helping people. Like somebody has a problem, they used to come and announce in the group. I was talking about 2000 even 16 onwards. WhatsApp was not famous, group was not famous. I was part of some groups, it was not managed by professionals. I thought, why can't I manage? There's a problem, and let me help because I got help like that. Let's help others. So that's where the social media connectivity came, like WhatsApp groups, and then followed by sometime I used to have a individual conferences with people to learn a lot of things. And one of my friends suggested, why can't you have daily calls at every day at maybe 6:30, 7:30 p.m. daily calls, which I didn't have confidence. He actually persuaded me for almost 1.5 months daily. He actually, I can say, literally tortured me to start this career group engagement. Then we started, and we used to get like 5 people, 4 people for 6, 7 months, and it has become a global platform after started in June 2018. Tried different things, Skype and all that things. Now we got into Zoom thing because of various people, various contributors, right? Various volunteers. I think you are also one of the volunteer for us who brought in a couple of people to say something. So this forum has become, yeah, topic to cover. Yeah, welcome. If we don't have topics, we'll go with the general discussion. Like let's say applied in company HCL, for example, right? Do you have any comments? Or I'm going for a Scrum Master role. This is what my bottlenecks are, right? So knowingly or unknowingly, I actually the groups have become famous, and people, we got lot of folks like you got attracted to this. They wanted to give it back, right? How do I give it back? That kind of thing. So, so it's kind of, I never expected anything out of it. Just wanted to help people, and knowing unknowingly, I got famous. I can say if I boast or whatever it is. I became famous, and people used to call me. There is XYZ requirement. Can you take it, or you refer somebody? So that kind of thing it happened. And couple of years, 2020 Corona year, I started rebuilding myself because of some problem with the company. They are not paid me. I thought I should move away from the job thing. Right. That's where I started a training institute, training thing. That's online training, where now I have covered around 120 folks actually. And over the years, it just like when I say I teach 120 people, I taught 120 people. Actually, 120 people taught me how to become a better Ravi. So that kind of thing. And during the process, and I used to fail in a lot of interviews. There are people who helped me how to be successful in interview. And whatever I was just doing, always think I'm paying back to whatever the selfless service they did to me, right? I had to pass it on, right? That kind of thing it is. So, and I think most of them got connected with this. They became volunteers. And one of the job of me as admin or whatever it is, finding volunteers, keeping the forum running, right? Keeping the groups running, right? And so I mean, if I say maybe I used to spend a lot of time in groups, 5, 6 hours a day, right? During the travel, I used to spend, people used to, there are a lot of conflicts in the group members. I think you have seen all that, right? So it is like that, somebody used to shout at some people that you have to become like, you are a kind of trying to help people, then you have to take extreme steps of removing them, adding them, deleting them. Have become like everything, it has become by part of it. Then I started, okay, it's very difficult for me to do because of various activities. Then I created more admins, more people to come to me, come to this group. So, and there it was run by, it's all self run, right? Somebody like
More agile, I would say.
it's
Self-organizing team you have created in the group
yeah,
now,
it's a
which is
more of
very sustaining.
yeah, self-organizing, scaling. It's just like a baby. You actually taking that to crawling and then walking and then running. Okay, maybe they are taken a break, right? All the things. So the groups and social help has become a part of me. It was like, whatever I'm doing, that's like, somebody calls me, say that, this guy's 5% needs a job. He's desperate of that, And then I also told you 2020 April, I also started a payment batch just to motivate themselves. At least they pay some money, they get motivated to learn. And every batch I have few people like you. I add them, they'll become part of the journey, and they take some sessions. I take somebody who is struggling, don't have money. I also add them in my batch. And one more thing is free uh, free refill concept, the Coke refill. Buy once, drink any number of times. So you pay for first 35 hours, you can come in number of times, that kind of thing. Maybe the Coke price may be $1 or $2 or $10 initially, whatever that time frame. I try to maintain that standards. So at least I do daily 1 hour session So it's also helping me to learn myself, learn that it's not like actually in the teaching profession, right? If you don't enjoy things, you cannot produce. So it becomes that why am I doing that? Just like it becomes like a regular job, regular paycheck. I park 10% of my training income in advertisements or whatever it is. I want to pay back. That's what. Right. I can do, let's say somebody comes to for resume review, whatever it is. I just give it to somebody else. I pass it on entire money to them. Sometimes I may take, I may not take. There was a guy who actually doing DevOps training. He was struggling. He was very talented person. I almost helped him for a year. I just gave somebody who wanted DevOps, I gave it him. And there are a couple of people, because it's like, if I want to grow, like there is a story, right? If you want to have better crop, all the fields next to you should also have better crop. So
Oh,
he,
wonderful.
so I read somewhere.
It's a farmer statement. I like that.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just like I just read somewhere. So there was a farmer who is actually feeding everybody. He said, "Why are you doing this? It's a waste of time." He said, "If others are good only, all the birds will come and all that environment will be created like that." So never had any outcome based work actually. So
You like you're sharing so much of about your story. I would like to know how do you deal with pressures and stressful situations?
yeah.
If there is any pressure or any stressful situation or there are difficult people around, how do you deal with them? What kind of psychology or mindset you have while dealing with such people
Yeah,
or such situations?
friends, helping folks. Maybe try to do some reading. Try to write some articles. Right. Try to publish some blogs in the forum. Try to connect to people. Like I was actually doing the work. I was doing multiple things at a time. Right. Finding it the right people, placing them in the right positions. They're not fitting, moving them out. There was a time in Bangalore. I used to have morning. I get up. Okay, 5 people, what they're doing, what they're doing. That kind of thing was going on in mind. We did a better job, but because of various reasons, I had to move out of that place. I think stress buster over the years 2000 maybe 16 onwards, more of social activities.
I this is the first time I'm hearing that somebody's stress buster is helping people. I think that is wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I would like to know how do you define success measures for yourself?
There was a time I told you I had a startup idea. I was working as a agent and all that. Sometime I to realize I think there's a need to stop, move on, right? That kind of thing. I never had a big dreams, never had any vision, never had any success. This is what my success looks like. I never cared for money. I never cared for anything in my life. So I was not like, okay, with this I have to make X amount of dollar. I was never into that. Do some assignment, you get a payment or not, try to work on that, help them because that guy took you, right? And then maybe move on to other item because I was not like there was. I told you like 2015, I was out of job, no money. Money is there, but not going to run for a long way. And I took PF money from 2 3 companies. I paid off entire loan. I had somehow determined that I would never get a job. I never earn any money. I was into that kind of deep valley.
Rock bottom of your life.
Dropped down 2015 October. I got laid off. I was actually a lot of dreams were there. Lot of things were never implemented anything. Never implemented anything. Right? Dreams are there. Dreams were never implemented. I tried. I leave. Try leave it. Right? That kind of thing. Focus mostly on the job. That kind of monthly payment. Other than that, I did some investments outside and somehow gone up. Investments were I actually being a South Indian, right? I just do some investments in lands. Some went to 10x, 15x. increase. So that's one of the thing. Knowingly, unknowingly, I did investment. I invested in mutual funds. I invested in stocks. Stocks was actually touch rock bottom. So if something hits rock bottom, I never pick up. Something is middle, I just pick up and move on, right?
All
So
right.
I
So
have my I have my weak points, I have my negatives, I have everything. Something when I'm going down, I try to correct myself, right? Like kind of I defocus on the problem, work on other things. That's where I forget things.
what you just shared is, according to you, success is more about experimentation, keep moving on, and help people, even if they've whatever they were in the past. So you believe in relationship and trust rather than money, and that's how you feel that you feel successful.
Yeah.
Is that what I understood?
Yeah, it is actually. You know
Okay.
more than me. Actually, you don't need interview. Actually, you know more about me because of we travel together in some engagements.
Thank you so much for that. So who is Ravi today? If so, we heard your story. We heard about your childhood. We heard about your what you do in the stress and your success uh, parameters. So, who is Ravi today? If you have to share about yourself, like in two lines, what would it be? Who
Yeah, I
has
think you pretty much covered being in agile nature like cheetah, right? You change your storyline, you change your journey, you change everything based on circumstances. You know, start moving despite of all the problems in life. Despite of, I assume if there is no problem, there is no problem. Paths comes with problems, issues, concerns. Let's move on. Let's roll. Right. I think that's what I think during 9/11 when it hit Twin Towers, that time somebody started depending the enemies. Right. Let's roll is actually there's a book by that. Let's move on. Just move on. The money is there. Whatever it is there. Don't even think about them. Don't ever think about outcome. Let's do it. Let's experiment. Right. I'm never a believer of my journey, never believer of how to reach exposure. I never had anything in my life. Just I traveled with the life. I just moved on. That's all. There's no formula, right? Work hard. You know, from 15 to till date, I was more networker. I was doing social activities first, then I become a career coach. I become a trainer. I become an agile coach. All the things. And today, at any point of time, I try to play my role based on the need. Okay, I switch my hats like 7 hats, whatever you say. I'm become a trainer, mentor, coach, everything. And everything I do, I want to learn something from that engagement, learn from people, right? And I
Mhm.
may I may learn from my kid, I may learn from a LKG student, right? That's what keeping myself grounded is what is actually key thing. That's what I think. It's a more of exaggeration if I say.
You know who you are, so I won't say that that's an exaggeration. You have been to your journey and you have seen world from so many angles, as you shared that you have experimented. You had this diverse what do you call it, network. So I'm
Yeah,
sure you do wear a lot of hats and you switch as per.
yeah.
So I'd like to ask another question is, what message would you like to share to the youngsters of our country to become better version of self based on your life experiences? What kind of attitude they should carry to become better?
So it's a more on. I think to try experiment, try different paths, do pro and cons, and maybe what happens is mostly over the years you have to believe in yourself. If you cannot believe in yourself, try to find out who can help you, right? Sometimes if I don't know something, I have to go and learn the things, despite of whether he's junior, senior, or maybe even a kid also, learn something. Can we benefit from that, right? I think it's a more of most of people who come to me, either they don't have vision, they don't want to invest their time, invest their money, and I tell them, you'll come back exactly after 1 or 2 years, you'll be in the same state, right? You do these corrections, then only you'll be there, right? If you want to learn X, go to X. People don't listen, first of all, that kind of thing, right? People think, okay, people always want, somebody say, shout at them, tell them all that. What I want to give them, you have to believe in yourself. There's a guy who comes to me like 25 years experience, rich experience, they didn't have confidence, right? Having confidence in them, having, looking outside, having more contacts with them. Most of the folks I get to is they are confined to that 4 doors in the company. Right? You have to reach out to people. You have to start helping people. So you help 3 people, other 3 people will help. Right. One thing is today I come out and helps people so that they help others. Right. I was not don't expect anything in return. I was a true believer of hard work, helping others, you know, keeping motivation to you. Right? You have to keep motivating yourself. Find out where you are good at. Right. For you, maybe painting is a motivation factor. For me, reading books. For me, something else. Find out who you are, where you can reach. That kind of thing. So all this thing, all the life, never had any goals, but I started moving towards the goal.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think it also happens when someone is young, even at a very young age. It's very difficult to figure it out, goals and vision. So what you said make a lot of sense that keep experimenting. If you don't know anything, just go and ask for help. And that will change and help others so that you learn and you create a community of helping each other. And that makes a country beautiful, I guess, even a
Yes.
society beautiful. So thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. Okay, now I have a rapid fire round for you. I'm going to ask some of the questions. I have so many questions, but it's going
Oh,
to be quick, okay? And it's going to be fun. So let's know more about Ravi. So, your favorite color,
green.
your favorite food,
Mostly South Indian food. Like
okay?
love coffee very much.
Okay.
Lot
Your
of
strength,
coffee. Huh?
your strength,
Strength. Strength, reinventing myself.
okay? And your
That's what I
weakness,
weakness, I think I told you, right? Too much of patience. Sometimes too much of patience, too much of trying experimentation. Sometimes
okay?
decision making will be a problem sometimes.
Okay. When you are most productive,
So again, it's coming to social thing, whatever people I train, I help. When they make a first call to me, they saying that I got offer. Right? So that kind of thing. I success is when somebody says good about them, somebody earned their money, somebody got out of the problem. That's where I feel happiness. Even somebody gives me, let's say 10 crores, I'm not happy. I don't know why. Okay, I'm like somebody is getting benefited. Yesterday I
you
got
love
a car.
appreciate.
Yeah, I love listening to success stories. I wanted to help the community back. Okay, within my time zone, whatever.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So, who is your inspiration?
I think many my parents, teachers, co-workers, whoever it is, a bad guy, bad person who helped me to reinvent myself is also my favorite person.
If you have to share only one person, who would be? Who inspired you the most?
I used to have a manager who told me, don't live in the problem. Don't live in the problem. Don't think beyond what you're. Focus on the current problem, then move on.
Okay. How do you start your day? What is the first thing you do when it comes to mental process?
Something, or maybe go for a walk. If I'm okay, still or lie down and start checking mails and all. And that's all.
Okay. What's your hobby?
Reading and all.
So reading is your hobby.
Reading.
Thank you for sharing that. If you have to describe yourself in 5 words, what would be those 5 words?
I think most of experimentation, for learning from any part of the world. Never give up is one of the. I think we got 3.
Okay. Two
Again,
more.
again, again, split your day into multiple parts. Work on 10 different things so that you don't get bored in one particular thing. Okay? That is what
One more left.
one more left. Okay. I think most of it. I think I believe in helping people, and someday they get benefited because they can bring the bread on the table for the family. I'm kind of too much of sensitive, very sensitive. If I can think of somebody into problem, I try to help. That is the one thing which actually helped me long run. That's a different story, but short term, yes, it's helped them.
Thank you so much. So, what's something you don't like?
Again, too much of patience, sometimes in decision making, but it takes a long time. Maybe something I try to trust everybody, right? I trust everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Then I learn quickly whether they are trustable or not. It takes some time. Again, I told you that the patience is there. Now I'm learning how to judge a person, right? Then I can take with decisions.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So, what's the first thing you notice when you meet someone?
Yeah, mostly I think everybody looks at mostly let's say success of a person and all. I try to see in the group uh, is the when I start talking to them, I try to see if this person needs any help in any manner.
Look if somebody needs any help.
Somebody needs.
Okay.
So one
What
thing,
makes you happy?
yeah, I think I told you right. More than my success, somebody's success. Actually, it's more. It gives me more happier, right? I don't mind getting 10,000 paycheck. I've never been happy. Somebody is getting a paycheck because of me.
Thank you for sharing that. If you have to unlearn one thing, what would it be?
Mostly way of working, how I used to deal with people. Right? I try to do that. I think one more thing is I trust too early. Right? So that kind of thing has actually really created problems in sometimes. Then again, now I think I'm learning from mistakes. I think I made too many mistakes so that I can tell people a story. Right.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. And if you have to learn one thing, what it would be?
Better negotiator. I was never a negotiator actually.
Mhm. So I would like to check on with your feelings. Okay. While you're sharing your experiences, how does that make you feel? I don't
It's a
know.
good. It's a good actually because you're
Feeling
actually
good?
being good. I think I told you right. If you don't enjoy the moment, you can't be there. You can't be talking to them, talking to anybody. That's what I feel right. I have to enjoy whatever I do. If you don't enjoy, I try to walk away soon. Okay. And being a lecturer, that thing, okay, I come up with a material. I can even go for 5-6 hours. So I think we are just done with 1.4 hours, maybe 4 for we started almost 4 o'clock when we started, right?
Yes, we
Like
had
that,
a prep talk. And
that
then
energy is there. That energy is there. I was just like, I can go on for hours together without a
wonderful. I'm so glad that I didn't bore you.
no, no.
Here we are done with our interview questions, and anything you want to share, anything coming to your mind before we wind up?
That's all. I think. Thanks for taking out your valuable time, spending, thinking about me for doing this interview, right? And yeah, actually, I'm uncovered more things about me, right? It will help me, right? Because it's just like, yeah, actually trying to open a book of whatever it is, right? Yeah, trying to open it.
Achievement for you. So thank you so much again, and you have a wonderful evening. We'll meet
All the best
soon.
for you also. Bye.
Thank you so much, Ravi.
Bye.
Bye bye. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Good night.